The book of Genesis grants Enoch exactly 7 words of departure. He was not, for God took him. But a massive body of ancient literature argues that this brief disappearance was actually a 365-year preparation for a journey into the hidden machinery of the universe. While much of the biblical world moved on, this expansive account was preserved for 2 millennia by the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. These pages, written in the ancient Ge'ez script, provide the only complete map of what Enoch supposedly saw. The world Enoch left behind was a landscape of blood and giants. It was a civilization defined by its own noise, a place where human pride and rebellious spirits had shattered any sense of common law. His departure begins when the angel Gabriel appears with a message that offers no return. Enoch is told he has been selected to leave this terrestrial noise, and a command. As Enoch ascends, the screams and fires of the ancient world fall away. He enters the first heaven, a region of vast, cold storehouses that dwarf any mountain on earth. Here, weather is a managed resource. He sees angels guarding massive reservoirs of snow and hail, standing ready to release them according to a precise celestial schedule. Even the chaotic wind is kept behind curtains of light, released only when it is carefully measured and weighed. Higher still, in the 4th heaven, the environment shifts from elemental storage to cosmic timekeeping. There is no solid Earth here, only the relentless transit of the sun and the moon. These lights do not wander. The sun passes through 6 eastern gates and sets through 6 western gates. The opening and closing of celestial gates act like interlocking gears, grinding out the exact length of seasons with mathematical certainty. To the ancient mind, the stars were not distant gas, but an army of obedient servants. In Enoch's heavens, the physical universe is a machine that has never learned how to say no. The atmosphere changes as Enoch enters the 2nd heaven. The light dims, replaced by a cold, stationary fog that feels heavier than the air below. This is prison of the Grigori, the watchers who descended to the ancient earth and broke their high station. Enoch sees these towering forms standing in the mist, stripped of their brightness and frozen in a silence that has lasted for ages. In the 3rd heaven, the contrast becomes physical. Enoch walks through the sweet-smelling orchards of paradise, only to see that the trees of the righteous grow right up to the edge of a scorching, frozen abyss reserved for the wicked. Paradise and the abyss are placed in immediate proximity. In this geography, the peace of the just is visible from the fires of the unjust, ensuring that the eternal weight of a single earthly choice is never out of sight. He ascends again into the administrative hubs of the 5th and 6th heavens. Here, the halls are filled with angels moving with the rapid, quiet focus of a government in session. These angels serve as the universe's scribes. In ledgers written with an ink of light, they document every hidden act of violence, every secret mercy, and every lie whispered in the dark on the earth below. The message of this archive is clear. The moral world is as strictly measured as the stars. No human action simply disappears. It is merely filed away for the final accounting. As Enoch approaches the highest peaks of the 6th heaven, the administrative ledgers and physical gates give way to something far more overwhelming. He encounters the seraphim of fire and living thrones covered in thousands of unblinking eyes. These celestial beings do not move to fulfill tasks. They exist in a state of constant, rhythmic prostration. When he finally enters the Aravat, the 7th heaven, the visual world ends. Enoch is met with a light so intense it functions as a physical wall, and he collapses, his senses shattered by the ultimate source. The archangel Michael lifts him from the ground, anointing him with a substance that glows like fire. It is only then that the voice commands him to take up his pen and record what he has seen. In this highest realm, the hierarchy is defined by reverence. The closer an angel stands to this light, the lower they bow, showing that the ultimate truth of the cosmos is not something to be analyzed, but something to be feared. Enoch is eventually returned to the dust of earth for a final task. He steps out of the celestial brilliance and back into the fragile, heavy atmosphere of a human home. He gathers his family around a small fire and presents them with the results of his labor, 366 books detailing the gates of the sun, the prisons of the angels, and the ledgers of human deeds. He delivers a final thesis to his sons. He explains that while the world may seem like a place of unchecked shadows, it is actually a house with a roof, a floor, and a witness who never sleeps. He warns them that this knowledge is a burden, not a prize. It is meant to provide a reason to choose justice when everyone else chooses violence, knowing that their actions are already being written into the celestial record. With his mission finished, Enoch walks away from his home for the last time. He moves toward the waiting angels, trading his life as a father for the eternal labor of the scribe. Enoch's ascent suggests that the universe is not a series of accidents, but a vast, meticulously watched machine. His story leaves us with a singular, heavy realization. The heavens are not empty, and every quiet act of our lives is currently being recorded in a book of light.